And we are back. It's the Couch Company Podcast. I am John, and with me as always, Tyler.
Hey, John.
I wish I had like one of those radio buttons, like boo 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 boo. On 96.9.
I have that, but it doesn't come through in the final recording.
I know.
Yeah.
We were all super excited about that. We all, as in us too, because that's.
I could do it.
I know.
It means we don't edit.
The squeeze is not worth the juice, as they say.
Juice. Yeah, that's it. The squeeze ain't worth the juice.
Let me think about that for a second. Is there a way to make that make sense?
There's a way to make it not.
The squeeze is not
dirty?
worth the juice. No, it's going to be dirty regardless. But like, if you reverse it, does it make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Squeeze is
the
not
juice
worth
is not worth the squeeze.
The juice is that's
squeezing,
what it's supposed to be. Yeah,
yeah. Squeezing is
the effort.
The effort. Yeah,
is not worth the result.
Is the result.
But if you flip flop that,
yeah,
the result is not worth the effort.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's a palindrome.
Well,
droma thing.
Yeah.
What are those things called?
Palaphone drome.
Palaphone drome.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Dr. Seuss mobile.
Yes.
Anyways, I totally forget what we were going to talk about.
I got to stop agreeing with you just across the board.
Well, palindromes are the words forward backwards.
Yeah.
But it's a palindrome in a saying format.
It's a parable palindrome.
That's not a parable.
It's a...
What is that?
What?
Like the juice is worth squeeze? Yeah, what is that? What would you call that?
Like a metaphor?
It's not a metaphor. There's got to be a name for that.
I don't know.
A metaphor is comparing two things without using like or as.
Okay.
A simile is comparing two things
using like
or as.
Yeah, well, you didn't say like or as.
No, it's like a
simile.
No, it's not a simile.
You just said like 3 times.
Yeah, true. I don't know what it is, but there is definitely a word for it.
Yes.
This is a great start.
That's fine.
To the episode.
It's on we checked that off on our show notes.
Yeah, so I'm wearing sunglasses right now, so there's multitude of reasons. We'll get into why.
I was going to call you a Goose.
A Goose?
Goose.
Oh, Goose is in Top Gun?
Top Gun, yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Although when we did watch it, it was comical how many times they played that one song. Like the love song or whatever in it. Yeah.
Can't do more than 3 seconds.
It was like simile. It was literally a million times.
Okay, that's not how that works.
Yeah. Oh,
it was literally a quadrillion times.
Anyway, so I'm wearing sunglasses, aviators. That's why he's calling me Goose. Podcast listeners at home. If we ever do the video format, I might just go sunglasses all the time.
I hate that. I can't see your eyes.
That would be my gimmick.
You have a headache. That's fine. I know it's bright in here.
Yeah.
Which we could turn the lights down if you want.
I'd love that.
I mean, they go off. So it'd be here. Actually,
Can we test it?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on.
Should I tell them why I have a headache?
You can start it.
Well, first of all, don't you think that's really dark. Little atmosphere. But if I had sunglasses when we had the video podcast, that'd be like my gimmick. But that's how you get the recognition, dude. You know? You're like known for that. And then down the line, your logo is just like a little guy with aviators. Because that's your signature.
I think there are plenty of logos with signatures or aviator logos.
Aviator guy?
Yeah. Probably Aviators has that in their logo.
Maybe I'll get my ear pierced. Aviator plus ear pierce plus watch.
What side are you getting? Left or right? Left?
Yeah. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not gonna entertain that.
That was a big deal in grade school.
Getting your ear pierced?
Yeah, if you got your ear pierced on the right side, you were gay.
I know. That's why I was waiting for you to say that was correct or not correct.
I assume
not
that's
correct
not
or not correct,
yeah.
but like
that was the thing back in high school.
I remember
or whatever. Yeah.
I remember that.
Harrison Ford got his ear pierced.
Harrison Ford is a really strange individual.
Yeah.
It actually is very disheartening every time I see him in an interview because he's just a lunatic.
Yeah, he's pretty good in Shrinking, though. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Well, you were telling me about it.
Yeah. But general...
Well, I mean, I'm just saying as a person.
Yeah, there are some interviewees that I love to watch, and there are some that I'm just like, man, I don't...
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Well, I don't really actually like him as a person that much. He's just he comes across as very mean.
I don't think we like too many people as people.
I like a lot of people as people.
Name 3.
Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay.
And Matt Damon.
Okay. All right.
Bet you didn't.
Name 3 more. No, that's fine. I get it. You can name 3 people. That's good.
I could.
Yeah.
Matt Damon's fine. I like his interviews. I wouldn't put him like that high, but that's the only guy I could think of.
He's
in the
like
moment.
a safe.
He's safe.
Like normal.
Yes.
He's classic interview.
Yeah. But you can't tell. Like Keanu Reeves, you can tell he's genuine. Like that's who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for Matt Damon, it's like, okay, is he just putting up a front? Is he actually mean behind the scenes? You just don't know. I don't think so. I think it's a safe pick, but
yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't
man.
stake.
People are like, maybe Keanu kind of like cross the threshold, but like when you think of like The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like maybe not super well regarded on certain things, like on like social media and different things like that. Like,
expand on that.
Just, I mean, he's just coming across as like fake, and like people are starting to call him out as like, okay, hey, you're not really like you seem genuine at first, and that like Chelsea and I were just talking about this, where it's like, okay, it's getting less and less, and now even Ryan Reynolds is kind of the same thing, where it's like everybody loves him and he's such a meme now, that now like the pendulum's going the other way of like, oh, hey, certain people actually hate working with him, or oh, he's actually super insecure, or and who knows, that's all probably just BS, but it's like, okay, hey, it starts getting a little, people like to see.
Well, I heard that, and we'll talk about this later in the show, a little foreshadowing, but the one actor from Deadpool, the one comedian guy, like they didn't bring him back.
Yep. And
he was something Miller. What was his name?
I don't remember.
Anyways, so the guy with glasses.
The guy from Silicon Valley.
Yeah, so he was the one who was saying that, like, Ryan Reynolds hates him or something. They didn't get along. Or he's like full of, I don't know. Yeah, I saw that interview. It was really strange.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Some people seem more genuine than others, but Hollywood's just like its own. Like, I don't trust people where it's their job to pretend to be someone else. That's like, isn't that definition of like psychopath?
Do you think
you just fake emotions?
Well, do you think? Here's actually a great question.
Not saying that actors, by the way, are like bad people or anything. Although I guess I kind of am.
That's literally verbatim what you said. You said all actors are terrible. Yeah,
I did not say that verbatim.
Oh no, I think if we played it back, we could.
All right, you know what? All actors are terrible. Yeah. I will say that verbatim.
You don't even have to rewind. I think
I'll help you out.
What is worse, or like who's more fake?
Okay,
faker, if you will.
Whoa,
politician, or actor.
Politician.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the actor is good at faking it, and I respect that. The politician is so easy to see through their bullshit.
You think?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Look at like Pence.
Okay.
Mike Pence.
Yeah.
You know, the last VP.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Okay.
He's like the fakest dude.
Uh-huh.
If an alien came down and asked you what a politician was, you'd say that guy.
Okay.
He's the cookie cutter, just milquetoast politician. Obviously just doesn't stand for anything. Just it's so gross. It's so gross. How he talks, how he carries himself, it's so fake.
Who's your favorite politician right now?
I was gonna make a joke, but I would get in trouble for anything I say. Literally anything. Not in trouble. Literally anything I say. There's not a correct answer.
Yeah, we'll walk it back. We won't.
There's not a correct answer.
The political side.
I was gonna name some guy from another country, but even that would I can't even do that.
Yeah,
I'm not going there.
It's a sensitive time.
I do not like talking politics on this show.
I know.
Me and Tyler in our creative meetings. Yeah. I'm very much against it.
Hey man, there's a lot of stuff going on.
I can tell you're chomping at the bit.
I really don't, because the thing is, I have certain ideals or beliefs or whatever, but like it's easy to talk in black and white, and I don't think any situation is black and white, like period.
Of course,
so we don't have the time to go into the nuances of morality and right and wrong and all that stuff.
My vision for the show is just a fun, dumb show that anyone can listen to.
Yeah.
And immediately when you start talking about politics, it's going to alienate someone.
Yeah.
Not alienate, but upset.
Right.
Especially in like today's climate. It's just not worth it.
Do you think you've upset more people saying how you don't like Mike Pence, or I upset more people saying GTA 5 is garbage?
You upset more people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Sure, dude.
I think so too. At least our demographic.
Not even close,
as far as the listeners go. Sure. Yeah.
GTA 5's awesome, and in my top 100.
Sure.
Little teaser for you.
Me too.
I need to finish that. I should finish that this weekend.
You keep telling me that every weekend, man.
Well, I lost today, and that goes back to the original point in which why am I wearing these sunglasses?
Yeah.
I have a headache because I got super trashed yesterday.
Okay.
And so it killed my whole Friday because I was hungover all day. But I went to the gym. It was my first day back in the gym in a while because baseball season.
How long's a while? Because like you hurt
Couple
yourself.
months. 2 months maybe.
Okay.
So that actually went better than expected, but I'm super sore today. But anyways, went to the gym. Then I went out with my friend to the bar because we were going to try to meet women. Naturally, we didn't talk to a single girl.
Okay.
I got drunk enough where I was like, "Oh, the casino seems like a good idea." And then I went to the casino and I lost all my money.
Let me ask you this: the friend you went with,
Sure.
is he a good wingman? Clearly not. If you didn't, are you both looking for women?
Yeah, we're both single.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Well, the bigger problem is I'm just very bad at meeting people.
Well, yeah, but then you're also cutting the prospects.
Oh,
like,
I see what you're saying.
In half,
It's a math
or
game.
you're putting both of you up at the same.
Well, there just wasn't even anyone. The place we went to we went to a bad location. I think it was like a restaurant kind of place.
I'm just saying.
Just sat at the bar.
There's a guy by the name of What Killed Jeff that I think would be a solid wingman for you.
I'm down whenever he's down. So
Here's the thing: you need like a married guy.
I didn't think
With a
this segment
kid.
was going to turn into my dating life.
No, I'm
but
sorry.
I'm ready for this.
You need a married guy with a kid.
Okay.
Who is just
Named
like
Penny?
doesn't care, right?
Okay.
The name, whatever.
Name doesn't matter.
Shmenny. And he'll hook you up because it's like he has just like. Well, I mean, there's a lot. I was gonna say nothing to lose, like, but there's no skin in the game. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, but when he starts talking about the black and white cartoons he used to watch,
right,
and the lollipops used to cost a nickel,
I know, buddy.
The women are gonna be like, "What is this grandpa talking about?"
Exactly, and they're gonna be, and then you can say, "Look at this old fossil."
I'd never do that to you, though.
But you could. I'm just saying, like you're putting in.
My future spouse.
This is just a random married guy.
My future spouse needs to like you. It's very important.
Well, that's the thing is it's a story for later.
Well, she'd be asking me, "Why did you bring your grandpa to the bar?" And I'd be like, "Look,
he need to get out every now and then. That keeps me young."
Sure. All right.
I don't know.
After grandma died, he's just
oh no. Yikes.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't even know where it's going. Yeah. So dating life not going well, casino life not going well.
Okay.
We took a lot of L's yesterday. Although I guess it wasn't an L. I didn't talk to anyone. So it's like, which might be worse. I don't know.
That's an L, right?
Yeah, because it's definitely an L, because if I did talk to someone and get rejected, at least that's like, we got up to bat. But this is like I just sat on the bench waiting for the coach to put me in and never did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the coach? God?
Yeah, in that situation it'd be God, but if you came with me, it'd be you.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because you don't have any skin in the game. Well, you have some skin in the game because you want me to be successful, but you're not actually playing the game, so you're the coach.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Or are you my dad in the stands cheering me on?
Yeah, I think it's probably closer to that. It's probably
so
closer
who's coach? God?
I think it's
We're going
God.
back to God.
So like I would be the dad praying to God and yelling at the coach, "Hey, you better put my kid in."
Yeah.
and let him hit a home run or at least get to second base. Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
This is a metaphor, by the way.
I got that.
Okay.
God is the coach. God is my coach.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Bible camp sticker.
So
God is my coach.
Bible camp, it for a time it was superheroes.
Oh,
and
really?
Then it switched to sports.
Interesting.
So it is
there is something.
kind of,
yeah,
something
it's right.
there.
You know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, God's benched me for quite a while now. I've been behind the bench. Anyway, so I went to the casino because the problem was I got just the amount of tipsy to think about the casino and think that was a good idea.
You got it at the bar.
At the bar.
And then you were like, "Hey, casino's
when I was
good."
talking to my friend and not any women. Yeah, so I went to the casino, lost $800. Mm-hmm. That was rough. It was a rough life. I had a plan and everything. I told myself $300. We're just gonna play blackjack. You know.
Oh, you went blackjack, not craps.
I went blackjack, lost $100. Went to craps, lost $200. Pulled out $500.
Yeah.
What did I do after that? I went to baccarat, lost $300. Sure. Went to roulette, put $100 on black, lost. Put $100 on black again, lost. Went home. Yeah, a little bit of a rough day. And I was talking to Tyler. I could have just went home and bought a watch for $800.
Yeah,
and
a nice one.
I would have been really happy.
You could get a Sekiro? Or
I think I've narrowed down what my purchase is going to be. I believe it's going to be about $500. It's going to be a Tissot Gentleman.
Okay.
And it's going to be a quartz.
Sure. Well,
so
you have to.
It's not going to be mechanical. I think quartz.
Quartz is better.
Quartz is
definitely
better. It's battery powered,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battery powered. It's not a sweeping motion. The hands.
You still get the ticks? Okay.
Well, mechanicals are the sweeping.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know that.
It's surprising.
I thought it was opposite.
Nope. Yeah, it's like a Rolex has the sweeping because it's mechanical.
Interesting.
It's many ticks that it looks smooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I really like it. Yeah. No, I want to get a mechanical, and I think I will eventually, but I think the first purchase, like my first real watch purchase after like investigating a little bit, needs to be a nice everyday watch, any situation, reliable. And this just checks all the boxes. Yeah, it has sapphire, so it's scratch resistant. It has 100 meters of water resist. It's quartz, which means the maintenance on that's not going to be as bad as mechanical, and it's more accurate. I don't have to reset it.
Yeah,
it has a nice bracelet, so I can wear it with nice clothes, or I could dress it up or down.
Are you gonna get extra bands for it and stuff, and flip that stuff out? Or?
I don't think so, because it has a metal bracelet, and that's a pain in the butt to take off.
So you're gonna wear metal every day then?
Yeah, I think that's actually the play. I think that's the play.
Okay, all right.
But I will get other watches eventually, and because the other watch I want to get is a Casio.
Okay,
which is like the plasticky ones.
Yeah,
and that one I can play with the bands. I think a lot more.
I like the yellow one that you showed me before.
The diver
last time. Yeah.
Well, that's $1,000.
Well, yeah.
I do want to get that though.
If you didn't lose $800 at the casino, that'd be just It's only $200.
Yeah.
Like that's how you got to think of things, right? It's like you're literally only paying $200 because you just lost.
That's 200 McChickens though, so you got to be careful when you say, John, you got to think of it this way.
It's got to be more than that though, because McChickens are expensive nowadays.
Yeah, when McDonald's raised the price on the McChicken, it really ruined my life quite a bit. But McDonald's is great. The app's great.
Yeah.
Jeff's very against the app. I don't think I've disagreed with someone more in my entire life than it's just pure value that he's not.
Here's the thing, and this isn't throwing shade at Jeff at all.
I am throwing a ton of shade.
I appreciate it.
If it was a hot summer day, he'd be refreshed right now.
He is.
I blocked the sun out.
Pure as the driven snow.
Not how I would describe Jeff.
No. His
rationale.
His rationale.
Yes.
is not conflicting like mine, right?
I agree with that.
You know what you get.
Yes,
but like that's the same. Like he would be more like granddad than I would.
Oh yeah,
as a wingman
for sure.
Because it's like. I like my records and I don't like the app and I don't like the know.
But don't you think that can come across as like hipstery rather than grandpa-ish?
Yeah. No,
like you're gonna be talking about.
I'm gonna talk about emulators and like, hey, back in my day,
I
used to play this on my
my
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, your Atari and
I've never wingmaned before. That's the thing.
Oh, that's a great So I definitely want you in my corner.
No, it'd be easy.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I'm very bad at once I get to know someone. Yeah. That's when I shine.
How are you going to get to know anyone?
That's the problem, Tyler. It's square one is very difficult for me.
Nate, what is your? So this is actually a good question. What is your like ideal lady? So she likes watches.
Yeah. No.
Likes going to the gym.
No. Yes. I would love. Yeah. That would be cool.
Meet her at the gym.
No, I can't. I'm not. Because the problem is, here's my issue. I'm a pretty well-rounded individual.
Okay.
So I don't have one specialty. So like I'm not gym bro enough to get a gym girl.
Do you think that's what they're looking for? Like, do you?
If the gym is the focal point of what they're doing?
Well, no. I mean, what I'm saying is, like, do you
also, I think meeting someone at the gym is like so like they're just trying to work out. I'm not trying to hit on someone I just feel like that's an inappropriate place to
look
to meet someone.
Here it is.
I might be totally wrong.
No,
but
it's gonna take months and months and months, maybe a year, right?
I just don't think that works.
I think it does.
I don't think that works.
It does. How do you think I got Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay, we went to high school together.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying
That's the problem too. All my friends who are married are like, they met all their girlfriends in high school.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you guys. You don't know what I'm doing.
Well, to be fair, we never dated in high school. It was like,
yeah, but you knew each other.
College. Yeah.
You didn't have that step one. My step one is difficult.
So I as much as I'm giving you a hard time, I would be lost if I wasn't married right now. Like, I would just be like, you think it's bad now with me looking for hobbies? I would be, hold up. It would be really bad. It would not be a good time. But what I'm saying is, here's how I would do it.
All right, here's how you do it.
With a huge caveat.
Sure.
I love my wife. I love my daughter. I am happy in my relationship. This is not okay.
Of course.
I would go to the gym. So already you know this isn't me.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
So you go to the gym. I go to the gym.
Yes.
You're obviously looking at like, okay, hey, like, oh, this girl seems cool. This girl, whatever. Like, I mean, it's human nature to be like, oh, I'm attracted to this person, or I'm not attracted to this person. I still think that's an important part of a relationship.
Yeah, that's like biology, man.
Right. Yeah. So you're fine. Okay. Like, oh, hey, I really think that this girl's cool looking, whatever.
Yep.
I would check. She seems aight. I would check for maybe a ring to make sure she's not like married.
What if she takes it off while she's working out?
It's possible, but then you gotta look for that, the classic, the mark, the tan line,
the branding,
that sort of thing, the branding. Yeah,
Ring of Power.
Yeah. So
season 2 is coming out.
Is it? Yeah. So what?
Yeah, true.
So you go there.
Yep.
She's probably running on a treadmill, right? Like, is that who like?
No, I don't. I don't
ever
run her.
do cardio. You never do anything.
I never do cardio, but I don't want to run her.
Okay.
I'd rather like a power lifter. That would be sick.
You would rather have I
want her to be squatting like 500
All right.
pounds.
Can you squat? Can you squat next to her? So there's only one
because she's gonna be squatting more than me. Here's the problem with that statement is that I couldn't bear to squat less.
See, that's a problem. Like, because you're gonna have to take a dive.
My ego's fragile.
Oh, then that's a problem. That's you don't.
Yes, Tyler. I'm telling you, everything that I do is a problem.
Okay. Well, anyway, what I would do.
All right, you go to the gym. I would see someone who looks interesting.
She's on a treadmill or on like a bike.
Treadmill. Sure.
I'd go right next to her. Right.
Okay.
I'd be on the one next to her.
Sure. Even if there's a bunch open.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like going up to next to someone at the urinal.
Nah, it's different.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It doesn't
It's that personal. It's that personal.
Well, look, it depends on how. I guess spacing is a consideration.
Like, you're the only one in the bathroom.
Maybe
at a urinal.
Fine, have a buffer.
And someone
treadmill.
Comes in.
Have a buffer treadmill
and stands right next to you in the urinal.
Well, there's a guy code and there's a
that's
courtship
insane.
thing. Here's the thing: if I was trying to pick up a guy, that's exactly what I would do. That would be step one.
That'd be such a red flag.
No, that would be step one.
Tyler, if you did that to me, I would not consider dating you.
Look,
because you do not respect the guy code.
It is a fun. It's a fun, like, you say like, this one's my lucky stall or something, like, okay, like.
Okay, red flag 1 is standing next to me. Red flag 2 is talk to me while I'm taking a whiz, dude. Like, that is a no-go.
It's only a no-go if you're not trying to pick the guy up.
No,
it's
man.
A green light. It's a green light.
Why not wait until you're washing your hands? That's a much more intimate place. You're washing your hands. You turn over. Sorry about that. Like, okay, let's say you do go next to me.
Yeah.
And then you don't say a word because that's weird. You wait till you wash the hands. And now you're like, sorry about that, man. That's my lucky stall. No. That's when you do the lucky stall trick.
That's act 2.
And it's like, oh, okay. I was wondering because the response is that it's like, oh, I was wondering that, like, because this is empty and then you're a psychopath.
Act 1 is you're next to each other. The guy feels you.
Okay.
Right?
Wait,
he gets the electricity.
Time out. Wait, what is happening?
We switched it, apparently. I'm going to tell you this applies to
Couch Comedy After Dark is later on time.
I'm saying, Act 1, you feel the electricity. Act 2, you can say, oh, that's my lucky star. Or, oh, hey, let's share a whatever.
I think all you're feeling when you stand next to that guy is him tense every muscle in his body.
Yeah, but then you get to see how, oh, hey, pretty tense. Let me work that out for you. And then Act 3 is you both go to leave because he's obviously trying to get out pretty quickly, and you touch hands on the
turning sour quickly.
All right. Anyway, what I would say
to take
is
advice from you.
Take a buffer treadmill.
Sure.
It's you and the missus, the future missus. Future missus.
I hate how
Perez.
all of this is being constructed.
And then you just have to make eye contact once, and that's it.
Oh,
that's it. If you're being super ballsy, you can say like, "Oh, hey, bye," or whatever. But you just need to need to make eye contact, and you need to smile.
You just say bye
one time. You just say no. You don't do bye for a while.
Okay.
The first time.
Yeah.
This is like how often you go? Like 3 times a week?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
3 or 4 times a week.
Sure.
Hey, she's there same time or whatever. You find her schedule. You have to go once a week or once every day till you find her schedule. Then what you do?
This sounds awful.
Your schedule matches her schedule, and you just run next to her for like a year.
I actually don't I hate running so much.
Well, then,
even if that was going to work, I might not do it.
And that's fine.
So I hate running. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And then you play it like you let her make the first move. If she's interested, she would. I don't know, women.
Yeah,
I'm much more comfortable in the urinal.
I disagree.
That's actually not true. I cannot pee next to somebody. I just can't.
I was gonna say this is like if I walked up next to you at the bathroom, you'd probably die.
I'd be 10. Oh no, I would. I'd probably be.
No, I mean me as a stranger.
Oh yeah. It'd be bad.
It would be really bad.
I'd be so intimidated. Especially with your freaking your muscle shirt and your aviators. Oh my gosh!
All you see is
I'd be like a Sahara Desert.
Oh man! All right, I gotta remind myself it's not Couch Coming After Dark.
Yeah.
I wish it was though, because I had a string of thoughts. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Gym's probably not the worst place to meet someone, but I don't feel like it's a good spot personally.
Well, here's the thing.
For me, maybe.
I think,
but I don't know what's better. Like, if you were to ask me, all right, John, well, where would you want to meet someone? It's
what are your hobbies? What are your interests? Like, it's literally like the gym is the only other place you go besides like the bar or the casino, right?
Yeah.
I would, and you do you. Probably. I would maybe not find a partner at the casino.
Yeah.
Generally speaking.
No, 100%.
Because I feel like both of you would maybe not be good for each other.
Tear each other down.
I could be wrong. It might be, oh, it's a bachelorette party or something. And
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how do you dress when you go out?
I just like to dress well. At least I think I dress well.
Okay. That's good.
I was in my khaki shorts yesterday with
Seems weird to work out in, but
No, I changed.
Oh, okay.
Because we were going out with the intention of, because my friend texted me, he was like, oh man, so sick of being single. I was like, yep. He's like, let's just go out, man. Let's do it. And it's one of those things where, like, when you're talking about it, you're getting yourself all hyped up.
Yeah.
And then you go out, you're like, oh, crap.
So, like, what do you do? Like, how did you just talk about?
Well, that was, like I said, the location was pretty rough because there wasn't really anyone sitting up at the bar, and everyone was just at the tables. And I don't think it would be appropriate for me to just sit down at someone's table and start talking to them.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Is the
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott?
What about the bartender?
I did have a little interaction with her, but I think she was just being nice.
Did you tip her?
Yeah.
Like, well?
I always tip fairly well, yeah.
Fairly well. That's forgettable.
No, tips, that never works. That's such a fallacy.
Well, again, what you have to do
is
you have to go every day and get her schedule.
Anyone
and then what
who
you
is
do
a
is
female
you go to the
bartender
bar.
listening to this podcast, which probably is nobody, but if you are, let me know this. Has there ever been a situation in your entire life where a guy has tipped an amount that you're impressed with? I would say no.
I bet if you took the $800,
you might say like,
lost.
That was really nice, but you're not like, oh my gosh, this guy's so awesome. I'm gonna date him. Like,
no,
he tipped
dude,
me. Like, what are you talking about?
You're not gonna date on the first meet. It's
bartenders are there. They're your friend.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not Everyone thinks they're going to date the bartender. That's not how life works.
But someone has to.
They already have a boyfriend.
That's what they say.
Yeah, because look, if you were at your job, you wouldn't want to get hit on all day, I would imagine.
100%.
You would?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, so they're at their job. True. I mean,
I think everyone likes
she's
to
doing
get
her
hit
job.
On
she's not looking for a boyfriend.
Look, if she's like, hey, I'm not interested, obviously I'm not saying you keep pursuing. But what I'm saying is like,
I just don't think it's I don't know.
If you take your,
she's doing her job.
What's
I respect that.
Like take your bill. The tip is like you basically just double your bill. So if you have a $60 tab, you put down $120.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, great service, thank you, and that's it. That's all you need.
No,
you do that like 5 or 6 times.
That's insane.
And then you put your phone number on the seventh time.
That's like buying someone. That's
insane. No,
yes,
it's like
100%.
It's like saying, hey, if you're with me, I'll buy you things. No, I'm kidding.
You are such a fucking idiot, dude.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no shit. I know we'll do that. I don't know, bro. I gotta figure something out. Maybe I should go to the zoo.
No, you have to be like.
I want to go to the zoo. Go
back to my original point. You have. I
just. Here's what I want. I want a girl who wants to go to the zoo with me.
That seems weird, man.
Why?
I don't know. Go to the zoo then.
I think I'm going to. I'm talking myself into it.
But you're gonna have to get it. So here's the problem. I feel like the demographic of the zoo is like you're not the. Well, I'm not saying a hot chicks. I'm saying like it's either gonna be like very young or old. Does the zoo
be a good first date spot?
No.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like, what's wrong with the zoo?
The zoo's intimate, man.
Oh, intimate?
Yeah.
It's too much, you're saying?
I think it's too much. Like,
well, what's a good first date then?
I don't know.
We should do top 5 first dates.
Top 5 first dates?
Like, ideas.
Like places. Yeah.
Like, going out to eat.
Yeah,
like, movies definitely one of the worst, right?
I think the easiest one is like, hey, let's get a coffee. That way you're taking the alcohol out of it. You're just doing like, we'll just go to Panera or Starbucks. But what if I'm not
interesting without alcohol?
Well, then I feel like that's a good thing for her. Figure that out now.
Sure,
buddy. All you got to do take out. Like
I'm a little confused. Like,
take out your iPod Shuffle.
If you're on my team,
put it on the you put it on the table.
Yeah,
and you play her one of our episodes.
Oh god,
actually play her this one. And then if she's still with you know wedding bells in the next 6 months.
No.
You're good.
All of that's like a nightmare.
I don't know.
That is such a nightmare, dude.
How important is it? Like, if, again, going back to your ideal girl, are you saying that, like, okay, gym is important just because you want, like, fitness is important?
Yeah, I think fitness is important. I mean, it doesn't have to be like
you want to have fun, so like I assume like there has to be a level of nerdiness, right? Like how important is D&D to you, or how important are video games to you, or is it something where it's like
I don't think she has to be into that stuff.
It doesn't have to be into it, but accepting of it.
Yeah, she'd have to be exactly.
Would you rather her not be into it? Like, would you rather?
Yeah, I feel like that would actually probably be better if she wasn't into it.
I got you.
Because I like playing video games by myself. And so if we shared that hobby, I think there would be like, I would almost feel obligated to play with her, or, you know what I mean?
I've never had that, so I don't know.
I don't know. I think it might be a little. You need some hobbies for yourself, and that's a good hobby, I think.
Sure.
Now, if she's really into gardening, I'd be down for that.
There you go.
Because I'm terrible at that, and I need help.
Yeah.
So
okay,
maybe I should go to a farm.
But you see what I'm getting at, where it's like, okay, you go to a bar,
go to a farm.
That's an easy inhibitions gone. Which I've seen you with inhibitions gone.
It's not good.
It's not. I mean, it can be fine. Like there's a threshold.
No, it's bad. Well, yeah,
you know those games where you have to hold the button until it hits like a certain like point on a meter.
Yeah, but
like
I'm
an
not
active
good
reload.
At that. I just
that's why you have me. I hit the active reload for you.
I don't know. I need like a. I don't know. I really don't know, dude. I feel like I'm just not an interesting person is when I do these thought experiments.
I mean, 40% of our listeners are female, so any single ladies out here.
God. Yeah, if you like the sound of my voice. Or if we get a video, you like the look of my aviators.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, that's the way to go.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. Yeah, I started thinking about this, and I'm like, okay, well, what do I do?
What I'm saying is, I think if you meet somebody doing something that you actually enjoy doing, I think that would be a better thing. Like, in all honesty,
the things I enjoy doing is I stay home.
Yeah, well, no, I know, but like, imagine going and getting into like a D&D
I don't
public
I don't want to do that.
or whatever,
No,
or go into like a Comic-Con or do like
I don't think I'm nerdy enough for that.
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. It's like
but that's fine. But like,
maybe not.
so
I don't know.
let me turn the tables on you.
Okay, sure.
Let me
turn tables.
turn tables.
I did not foresee the episode going this direction.
I'm sorry. I don't want to dissect
apologize.
it. We can back out.
No, this is fascinating. I'm sure the listeners are on the edge of their
I'm
seat.
going to do heavy editing to make me sound not like a creep anyway, so it's fine.
You have some pretty hot takes.
I know.
For sure.
This is all off the cuff.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. What if you aren't the nerdy one? Like, what if you find someone who is very nerdy, right? And like you'll bond over like your anime, but you maybe aren't like maybe you're not as into certain things, but like she is.
Yeah.
So like while she's doing like maybe she's gaming and you're at the gym or something like that, like would you be okay with that dynamic?
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. I just don't think you're gonna meet someone in an anime convention or.
Oh, I disagree.
Every guy thinks that though.
No,
every guy is like, dude,
but,
let's go to the anime convention, and I'm gonna meet a real life waifu.
But you're that's the thing is you're different than all the other.
I don't think I am.
The other people.
How am I different?
You are like you'd be dressed in a muscle shirt with aviators. I think that's something. You're not,
it's like
you're not like Naruto.
It's like
running around with your your Dragon Ball Z stance or whatever he does.
That's like the Dora the Explorer blue arrow above my head saying douchebag.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You put the tough exterior on.
I'm gonna drive up in a muscle car, come out in my muscle shirt with aviators at an anime convention.
Because
that is
you're bucking the stereotype, man. You're bucking the stereotype.
Wrong move.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How cool is it whenever people were like, "Wait a minute, Vin Diesel likes D&D? That's sick."
Vin Diesel sucks.
Well, sure, but like, what's the other dude?
That was a quick pivot.
Well, no, but what's the other guy that actually? Like,
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
The dude from True Blood.
Yeah,
John Magellano or Krasinski.
Nah, not John. I do love John Krasinski. That's another.
Magellano.
John Krasinski on my list of genuine.
Yes,
actors
100%.
that I love. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Him and Emily Blunt is like that's couple goals.
Yep,
that's what I want.
Yes,
I want Emily Blunt.
Yes. Well,
so I just need to become a movie star.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too late.
I don't know. Well, true. Morgan Freeman didn't get a start until he's like 50.
Yeah, well, if you want to narrate Penguin movies, then
I would fucking love to narrate Penguin movies. March of the Penguins is one of my favorites.
That's not a wait. What? Oh wait, yeah, that's it. I'm thinking Happy Feet.
He did not narrate Happy Feet.
It's different. Yeah,
that is very different. I hate that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I love Penguins, not that movie.
I'm just saying, you come out of your muscle car, everyone's just like,
see, if I went to the zoo, I would be by the penguin exhibit. I'd be like, oh, fuck, I love penguins. And then there'd be this girl that's like, you like penguins? I also enjoy penguins. Let's go to Antarctica on our first date.
Why don't you go to...
That'd be a crazy first date.
You should try to pick up a zookeeper.
I'd date a zookeeper. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Girl who's really into animals?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you date. Okay. Yep.
What?
I misheard you.
What do you think I said?
I thought you said I'd do a zookeeper. I'm like, okay,
well, if you're dating someone for long enough,
no, let's
family friendly show.
First. Yeah, no,
I did say date. I said
you
date.
You did. I
said date.
I know. My mind's.
I would date a zookeeper.
Yeah.
She could tell me all the facts about penguins. I'd be like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, but when she tells you macaroni penguins are the best penguin, and it's just like, what would you do? You know,
I would break up with her.
Here's the problem: you're gonna find someone. They're gonna be me. It's gonna be just nothing.
I can't do 2 years, Tyler. Friday evenings is enough.
Yeah, that's all right.
I can't do 2 Tylers.
It's fine.
Oh my god. Nothing would get done. Could you imagine if I dated you? Like, we would just fucking sit in our house all day and do fucking nothing.
But here's the thing. You would know exactly how to treat her.
We would just argue all day.
Yeah, but it's
awful.
It's passion. It's passion. Basically, I'm saying if I wasn't married, man, we'd be living together. We'd have a great old time. I have my right ear pierced. It'd be all sorts of things.
What the fuck is happening, man?
I don't know.
All right. Moral of the story.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. I don't know. I just got to try something.
Yeah. This wasn't on the list of things to talk about.
No, but I think it's important for me to share because you're one of my close friends.
Thank you.
And I think you want to give me advice. Everyone loves, as a single man, everyone loves giving their input into your single life. Like what you should be doing, where you should be going. People love it. People fucking love it. And they're all married.
Yeah.
It's like such a.
Well, I hope that I'm like.
Of course, it all comes from a way of love. It all comes from a place of love. Well, yeah, I know that too.
I would absolutely go out with you and try to
date me.
Well,
okay.
Let's see.
It's disappointing.
Yeah,
it all comes from a place of love. I understand. Everyone's trying to help.
I'm saying I'd wingman for you.
No, I appreciate that too. I'm just saying, everyone thinks they have the secret code.
Yeah,
and I don't think anyone knows what they're talking about.
Some people,
from my friends. From my friend group.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah, because they're all again met their girlfriend in high school.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, that's good job, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I always come from a place of like, if a girl's talking to me, then I think that it's like I'm gonna be the butt end of a joke or something. That was how I just lived college. Where like if somebody came up and like started talking to me, no, I assumed that something was off. Like it was like, okay, well, like you're way out of my league. I'm not. You're not actually. Yeah. So it was one of those like, I did not like talking to women.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. You got to be vulnerable, and I'm not good at that.
I disagree. I think you get a couple beers in you, and you're pretty vulnerable.
Yeah, but I don't. I can't rely on alcohol. It's probably a bad.
Look, man. Thing. All I'm saying is people do it all the time.
I know. I don't think the bar is the place. I gotta. You know what? I want to take a diving class.
Oh, that escalated. Okay.
Yeah, I want to get into diving.
You want to have a panic attack with women around?
I would not have a panic attack.
You don't.
I think diving would be sick. I think it's super cool.
Okay, maybe that's just me.
And then I'd be able to buy a dive watch and like actually use it.
Here's what. Okay.
That's not why.
Okay.
That's not why.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Well, that yellow one's a nice dive watch.
It is.
Like
it is
300 meters.
So what we do is we go diving together.
You would never go diving.
I would if it means...
You just said you're going to have a panic attack.
Absolutely, but you save me.
Oh, my God.
You save me, and then everyone gets to see you.
Maybe you should take a cooking class. Cooking class probably is a good idea.
If you know how to cook, that's a
big one.
Yeah.
Bigly.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know.
But here's the problem, and this is just from...
Yeah.
I don't want to say personal experience, but like... I've seen it.
Okay.
If you get a few cooks in the kitchen together,
sure,
and they all kind of do their own thing,
it
gets maybe a little heated, a little snippy.
Oh yeah. I've watched The Bear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I've watched Ratatouille.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yes, you are.
I never saw it.
Really?
Yeah, I never saw Ratatouille.
With the rat?
I know it's the Pixar Disney movie. I've never seen it.
With Remy the rat?
I know you like control someone.
Yeah.
It's like a health code violation.
It might be one of my favorite Pixar movies. I always say this. It's super underrated.
Sure.
Anyways. All right. Well, listeners at home, if you have any suggestions for me,
go to the pool.
Leave them in the comments below.
Nothing like going to the pool.
I can go to the pool.
There you go.
Sure.
I'll drown at the pool. You pull me out.
I don't need to save you.
The thing is you have to get me before the lifeguard. Unless you're trying to pick up a lifeguard.
Oh my God.
And then you can help me
with her. I think any person who's working is off the table. I don't want to distract them from their job.
Yeah, well,
seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, but it's so easy to be like, "Hey, what time are you off?"
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Or
they're trying to watch the pool. They don't want some guy talking to them.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean?
I guess.
I'm trying to be respectful.
Lifeguards
of their
are kind of
occupation.
douches, right? Like they're all kind of just mean. They're kind of mean. I think generally speaking, lifeguards are just miserable
I disagree.
People.
No, I disagree.
I've never seen a cool lifeguard.
Every beach lifeguard is super cool.
Years on this earth.
Every beach lifeguard is super cool.
Okay, maybe a beach lifeguard. Because they know they
you're
can't
talking about
save
pool
anyone.
lifeguards.
Pool lifeguards, like the kids off college.
I don't go to pools enough to weigh in on that.
Gosh,
beach lifeguards are super sick, and
because they know it's like, look,
nice.
you're basically gonna either get eaten by a shark. Or
no, they literally save people all the time.
Do they?
Absolutely.
They run real slow though. It's like slow-mo.
No, it's not Baywatch. That's
okay. Well,
that's actually not how real life works.
That seems dumb.
But they're super cool. I like lifeguards,
right.
Beach lifeguards. I like the beach. Maybe I go to the beach.
Oh, I never trust a woman who likes the beach. You kidding me?
What?
Yeah.
No.
She's got stuff to hide.
I definitely... I mean, it's not a deal breaker if she doesn't like the beach, but I hope she likes the beach.
What about
then we can go to the beach. I love going to the beach.
We're going. Let's say we go to Kennywood.
Yeah.
You going on the rides?
Yeah. What do you mean?
What if your significant other doesn't like the rides?
Ooh, yeah. That's
Is that cool?
One. Yeah, it's cool, but I would hope that she likes the rides.
Yeah, okay.
I'm banking on it. It's not a make or break again, but
yeah, but there's a checklist, man. There's a checklist. Like you gotta.
The beach is more important to me because I want to go to the beach really badly, and if she doesn't want to go to the beach, it like depends. What is she into? Like a lot of girls that I've talked to in the past, like hiking and stuff, and I'm not super into that, but I will do it. Like more nature, like woods and mountains.
So it's like a C tier hobby.
And I'm like, ugh, bugs are just the worst. But I'll do it. I'll be a good partner.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But the problem is, here's my mistake. I always tell them that I don't like it, and then they never suggest doing it because they're like, well, I know you don't like it. I'm like, but I'll do it. And they're like, but it won't be the same because so it's like I gotta just keep that to myself next time. Bury everything I don't like deep and down. Yeah, but then
they go with their other friend.
No, but I want to do things that
named Sean
she enjoys.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right. That's part of the deal.
Right.
You do things that she likes that it's not your favorite,
but why?
And I like hiking. I mean, I don't like hiking, but I can appreciate it.
How?
I can appreciate
How?
it. Nature's beautiful.
Sure.
The bugs are pretty rough though, and then the sunburn hurts.
Yeah.
But I'll do it because she likes it.
Okay. All right.
Well, hey man, like, what do you want from me?
I'm just saying, like, how long does that last? Like, if she does she have to have it like she would go, or like, oh, I wouldn't mind doing it, or is it like, oh, I love doing this every weekend. This is my hobby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if she's doing it like every weekend, that's a no for me, dog.
I don't think.
But I would go with her like sometimes.
I don't think I've ever met.
Or let's say she's going on a trip or something.
Yeah.
Or we're planning a trip. And it's like, oh, I've always wanted to go to this place and hike up this mountain, whatever. And that's what the trip is. I would do that. That sounds cool.
Sure. Okay.
So it's like, I would go sometimes.
Okay.
But even like, especially initially, I would definitely go because it's like it's an excuse to hang out with her. So, 100%.
Yeah, I guess if she's cool enough.
Long-term dating or whatever, you're married. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing that all the time. But I would still do it. I think it's important, even when you're married, to. That's not an excuse to stop trying.
Well, I 100% agree with that. And I think that the problem is if you are, I'm not calling you fake, but I'm saying if you go and you're like, okay, no, I'll go with you, or oh, this is fine because you just want to be with her, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if she's under the impression that that's how things are always going to be, and then when you get married or whatever, you go steady and you start kind of pulling away from that, but she still likes it as much, and you're just like, I really don't have to like pretend anymore. Then it starts getting kind of like you're like, oh, we have different interests and stuff.
A certain point where you start being honest with her. Like initially, I don't think you can because I've made that mistake. Where it's like
I think that's the problem, and this is what you're going to learn really quickly.
Yeah,
is as you get older and older, you just stop pretending, and I think that's a refreshing thing.
Yeah, but here's my philosophy on it is that I don't go hiking that often, and I know that I don't really enjoy it.
Okay,
but maybe if I tried again, I'm a little bit older, I'm a little bit wiser, I'm a different person than I was, maybe I will appreciate it more or like it.
Sure.
So I think it's important to continue, like even if you don't initially like something, maybe to continue, because there's a lot of benefits to hiking. It's good exercise, it's good to be outdoors, get sunlight, vitamin D. I think it's a very healthy hobby.
Yeah, but you can get all that from a different hobby that you don't hate.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, okay. You're doing it because...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just think that... Well, okay. Yeah. I get you.
I don't know.
I get you.
I don't know.
I get you.
Maybe. Maybe. So, anyways, enough about me.
Yeah. If you were with me, you'd never have to hike again. But that's fine. All right.
I would...
what else we got?
I would get you to go to the gym.
I know you would.
Yeah.
And I'd resent you for it.
I don't care.
As I'd look
because you would feel so much better about yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hey, if that's the sacrifice I have to make, I'm going to make it. All right, so you had a lot of stuff. I know we were talking about actors. We just recently watched. You just recently watched Deadpool 3.
I did.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
I saw it before, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yep. So
You're up. You're up.
We will have. I'm gonna hit this thing. We'll have chapter markers. So this is a spoiler part of Deadpool 3. So if you have not seen Deadpool 3, maybe skip ahead.
Yeah.
We're good with that?
Good idea.
All right. Now that everyone that has seen it is still here, I guess. Deadpool 3 was fine. Like, it wasn't that good.
I had a good time with it. I had a very good time with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, but like, I'm not saying it was a bad time.
No.
It was just like worthless. Like, there was no real, like, it didn't do anything. And there was no.
Well, the first two didn't do anything either.
I
They're just fun.
I disagree with that. The first two, it was like there was some sort of like. So Deadpool 2 is my favorite. I think
Agreed.
it goes Deadpool. I think it goes 1, 2, 3, or 2, 1, 3.
I think I agree with that. Yeah.
So I think with Deadpool 2, it was like you had all the jokes and everything, of course, and whatnot. And you saw the people and whatnot coming in,
Right.
and you had Cable coming in, and there was like like an actual storyline that he kind of drove,
Right.
And I think for Deadpool 3, you can argue that it like maybe kind of could have been Wolverine-ish, but like he's this like tormented Wolverine who like the whole big story was like I was drunk and I didn't save my friends and everyone died, and it's just like I think that was kind of lame. Like I think in the pantheon of comic stories you could pull from or do whatever, that was kind of lame. I think pulling characters in out of all the characters they pulled in. I thought Captain America being Johnny Storm was funny, like him being like back to Johnny Storm, which was good.
That was great.
But then they had all these different cameos and stuff. And while I thought what's his face doing Gambit was funny, what's his name?
Yeah,
Channing Tatum.
Yes.
Him being Gambit because he was supposed to be Gambit back in the day, they never did and stuff.
Yeah.
His jokes were funny.
That was funny.
And again, he had little quips in there that was like, oh, people should have seen me, or people would have seen it. Like, it was humorous.
Yeah.
But like Elektra, like whatever. Like Blade, okay, cool. Like
Blade
I get
great.
it.
Blade was awesome.
It seemed like I was expecting more big name cameos, I guess. And you didn't get really anyone aside from Chris Evans.
Well, you got Henry Cavill.
Again, okay, like, but that's the kind of stuff. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, that was so.
But they
cool.
did this whole thing where it's like, okay, we're in this like Elseworld thing, and like we're fighting so and so, and like she's gonna murder people, but then she's not, and we go back and forth, and it was just like you're doing all of this stuff, and I still don't know what the purpose of it was.
Yeah,
and. It like again, it wasn't a bad time because it's Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and it was funny and things like that. But there was a lot of fourth wall breaking. Chelsea made a good point. I think it was more than 2. I could be wrong.
No, yeah,
but it seemed like it was like always that.
Definitely.
And it kept doing the thing of making fun of like the multiverse and making fun of Disney and making fun of Marvel and making fun of Fox and doing all of these things where it's like, okay, you're poking a lot of fun at it, but they're also doing a lot of stuff. So when he jokes about like, oh, hey, you're welcome to the MCU, you're coming in at a pretty down time to Wolverine or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, you are, because the stuff that they're putting out is trash. So it's like you're making fun of the thing, but it's like, no, this is happening. They're still milking all of these things dry. They're still killing all of these properties. And it just like, it was shining a light on stuff of like, just because you're pointing it out and saying, hey, look at this, doesn't make it like suddenly okay, I guess. Because like the multiverse is just like, okay, come on, like I don't know. They hit it with Spider-Man. They did an okay movie with that, like a good movie with that, bringing everyone back and doing like, oh hey, look at all these characters. But you can't keep doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll shut up.
No,
but you said you liked the movie though.
I did like the movie. I thought it was a good time. Yeah, the plot was the weakest point. I don't think it made a lot of sense.
Right.
The bad guy, he's like what? I still don't even know what the purpose or like the motivation was for anyone. Like she gets out of the desert to the real world.
The bad guy, the
bad girl,
Charles Xavier's
twin sister. Yeah, and her first thing is, well, I'm just going to destroy everything.
Yeah,
I'm like, why? It was just very strange. Like you were trapped here, now you're free. But you want to go back and destroy everything but that place. But then you're not going to get anyone out. Like my understanding was people would, that's like jail kind of for the multiverse guys,
Mm-hmm.
and they throw people there, and then that's how she gets people. She recruits people or whatever.
Yeah, but like for
But if
what?
I don't even know. But if she kills everything, then she's not getting it. I don't know. It was weird. I don't understand the motivation. So the plot was the weakest point. So I totally agree with you on that. I was very confused. And the fact that Wolverine just accepts his situation so easily.
Mm-hmm.
He gets dragged into a different dimension / timeline. And for the first time, I assume ever, is learning about all of this shit way beyond the scope of his reality. Yeah. And he's like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, and I guess you could maybe assume that like through the course of being with the X-Men, he's learned about that kind of stuff. I guess,
but this is like major 10th level TVA stuff. Like Loki season 1, it was like mind breaking.
Yeah,
like they have Infinity Stones in desk drawers. Stuff, right? And it's like, holy shit! Like this is just another level.
Seeing the British dude who was in Succession.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like it's hard to pull him out of that role.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's very tough.
I got you.
And it's just like, dude, like what are you doing? Like that's the whole like it seemed like a TV show plot. But like an episode.
The plot was like, not
it just
not
made
great.
No sense.
But what I will say is I thought it was really funny. The humor might be the worst out of all three of them, even though it was still really funny. Because I think, to your point, a lot of recycled jokes and a lot of repetition on the jokes. Like, I can't even, like, there were so many butt jokes.
Yeah.
I was like, it's funny, it's clever, like, the way they're bringing them up. But, like, you get hit with the 20th butt joke or, like, anal joke or whatever, and you're like, all right, man. Yeah, I kind of heard that. Like, it was right on the line of almost like eye rolling, like being too much. I'm not going to say it got there because I was still laughing. It was still funny, but it was getting there. It was getting close, much closer than the other two movies.
It was like the other two movies were smarter, which I know sounds dumb coming from a Deadpool movie, but it just seemed smarter and it seemed like they ran out of novel ideas. Where like even in the second one where he's like jumping between time zones and different things or dimensions and stuff, and he like kills himself as the original Deadpool, and then he kills himself as Green Lantern, and he's just going around like tweaking things and stuff. Like that was all fine. But then I hate when movies do this too, where it's like the first two movies, it's hard to find between him and I can't remember her name, his like girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
More passion and in love and all this other stuff.
Right.
And in this movie, it's just like, we grew apart. It's like, again, it's that jump. You don't see it. It doesn't, I don't buy it.
Right.
And you bring all the characters back from 2.
Yeah, his arc as well was not great because the growth was kind of off screen. Like, he's growing apart with his girlfriend after they went through all this stuff and he rescues her and everything. It's like, oh, we're growing apart because I know you're a hero or something.
What part?
And then he tries to be a hero. Like, he tries to join the Avengers and they turn him. I was just kind of, it didn't add up to me.
What part of her character arc suggests that she would ever ask that of him?
Right. Yeah.
Not that people can't, I guess, grow or change or whatever.
Well, I thought the whole thing was, I love you for you and I accept you even though you look like a potato now.
Yes.
I thought that was the whole fucking point.
Yep.
Because she loves who he is.
Yep.
But now she wants him to change and become a hero.
And then going from, like we were saying,
even though he was kind of, like an anti-hero or whatever. I don't even know what you call it.
Like he was in the
he's a good guy, but he does it his way.
Yeah.
But now he wants to be, I don't know.
It just seemed like it was different characters, didn't do anything. It was like an excuse to get people together. And I think they did Wolverine fine and stuff, but again, it was like,
okay, you're not going to top Logan.
And they like make fun of Logan.
They do
in a fine. I mean,
they did the best they can. They said, if you expected us to respect Logan, no, and he pulls a skeleton out of the ground.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah. I mean, sure.
I just like,
but I agree. But here's what I will say. I think it was still very funny. I love the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, they had fun doing it.
They had such a blast doing it, and that just comes across off screen. And the action was awesome. Super cool fights. I really liked the fights.
Yeah.
I did. Dude, the fight in the minivan was sick. That was super awesome.
So I will give you that. Anything that is tightly cropped right? Anything that's tightly cropped, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Anything where the camera is pulled back, or you have it where it's just like these big shots where it's like all the Deadpools like fighting and stuff like that.
That was not a great fight. No, I didn't like that one.
Like
but I did like when they stormed the castle. That was a cool fight.
For some of it, yes.
Gambit
was cool.
Blade, that was sick. I like that one a lot.
I think Electro was pretty weak. I think that even the Wolf X12 was kind of like...
That was cool to see her again, though. That was cool.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that.
But like, I was expecting
clever.
maybe some X-Men. I was expecting like, hey, like, but I guess it was like a commentary on like, hey, we can't talk about any of these other people because that actually would have major implications in the MCU thing.
Yeah.
And I think once you understood that, and once you started seeing like, okay, here's like 1,000 throwaway characters with the one shining thing of like, you know, bringing Chris Evans to replace, and like, it was funny. I knew they were going to do that, so it was kind of lost on me, but like, it was neat.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just this giant spotlight on like the state of the MCU, and it was hard for me to get past that. I think if you just watch it as a movie, it's a fun ride. It's a fun movie.
That's all I did.
It should be, it should be in the theater.
I haven't watched the last several MCU. I don't even know where they're at. I stopped after Spider-Man, and so I came into this. But you have to
watch like Loki, and you have to like to truly get it.
Luckily, I did watch season 1. I did not watch season 2 of Loki, but I watched season 1.
Imagine if you didn't.
I know that would have been really bad.
Yeah,
so that's a major problem. But what I will say is, it was a fun movie. I had a really good time with it. It was just I sit back, turn your brain off, laugh. Like, not a lot of movies make me laugh out loud, and that movie did, and that's a big. That's big props. That's big props to it.
I want like a lot of it was fourth wall breaking in that it was just real life stuff. Like, oh, he put on weight because of the divorce, or oh, he, you know, Blade's like there's only one blade, and then he just looks at the camera because it's like, okay, they're coming out with another blade. Like they announced that, so it's just like too much fourth wall breaking, but like rooted in reality of the actors.
But that's Deadpool's thing.
It is, but it was funnier when it was like somehow connected and in universe still. And the only example I can think of in 2, whenever he's like fighting Josh Brolin, he's like can it, Thanos, or whatever. And it's like super fast. It's not, he's always looking at the camera or doing all that stuff.
That's funny. But even in the original 2, there was still like, he literally goes back and kills himself from other properties.
But that's the end credit, like dumb, hey, here's some funny end on this funny note type thing. He's
brought up Ryan Reynolds and stuff. Like, he's done that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily fair.
But it's like,
it's been done in the first 2.
No, I know, but it was just, I think, done better in the first 2. Or we've seen it so much that by the time you see it in the third one, it's just like, it's played out.
Might be the latter there.
Like when you run out of cameos where it's like, you have to cameo yourself, and it's like, hey, I'm the Canadian Ryan Reynolds or whatever. It's like, okay. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
I thought it was a good movie.
I know I come negative at stuff. It's
You're
just like
so negative. It's crazy.
It was. I was not upset seeing it. I was not upset seeing it. I just think
anyone
it's the worst
could tell that.
I'm sorry. I just think it was the worst one.
30-minute rant.
It's less about Deadpool and more about I think just MCU and the way that
the MCU
Marvel
is a
and Disney
dumpster fire.
are doing this stuff. Yeah,
I agree. But
Superman's getting filmed now.
They just wrapped.
Yeah.
Filming.
Oh, it wrapped? I thought it just started.
Filming.
Shoot, nice.
I believe.
That's awesome.
James Gunn, DC makes me so sick.
They have one shot. They have a shot. Like,
I guess I have no expectations. They literally ruined. I was watching a clip from Man of Steel the other day, man. Henry Cavill was such a good Superman. They just fucking ruined it.
Yep.
For him.
Yeah.
He just gets. I think we were talking about this last episode. It's like that, The Witcher. He's just perfect for these roles, and he just gets. They just ruin it.
Yeah.
They just take him for granted. It's so gross. I love that guy. That's another one.
Yeah.
Talk about
100%.
genuine actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on my list too. Like, he's great. He's a great guy.
I think him, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. I think all of those I enjoy on interviews.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I hope Superman goes well, but I've been down this road too many times, dude. Like, DC has just never been able to produce good live action unless it's Batman.
Yeah.
It's just what it comes down to.
If you're talking movies, then I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think both the Flash and Arrow, I think, are good. I think they're very TV, but I think that the actors and the way that they did this is really good. Yeah. And I think actually Gotham was fine in certain aspects, and I think Peacemaker was great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You never saw Peacemaker, huh? Yeah. Peacemaker's pretty good.
Yeah.
John Cena was in The Bear.
Oh, right.
He just randomly in it. He goes, oh, so good.
John Cena's interesting lad.
He's one, right? Like, it's like...
Nah, I would not. No, he's not on my list.
Oh, really?
No.
Wow, okay.
I don't...
It's weird because...
I don't think
you see him genuine. And you see The Rock. See, I think he's more genuine than The Rock is.
Maybe, but I don't trust either of them.
Sure.
I don't trust wrestlers. They seem super fake to me, dude.
Well, yeah.
Anyone who's a wrestler is just all fake.
Yeah. All right.
I don't trust him at all.
Sure. What else we got to talk about?
Well, yeah, so you want to score? Give a little score?
Score?
Yeah,
Deadpool?
Why not? Yeah, out of 10.
What
would you give it?
I would give it a 7.5.
Okay. I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10. I think an 8 out of 10 is fair.
Yeah. I think if
a good movie.
Hugh Jackman wasn't in it, I'd probably give it like a 6.5.
Yeah, well, the whole point of the movie is those two, but
yeah,
everyone knows that's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's literally in the title.
It's not a tight movie, but it's a good time. I mean, it's just fun.
Did you like his mask?
Yeah.
Like when he pulled it on?
I think it was cool.
Okay.
It's hard to pull off. It's a very cheesy design.
Somehow, yeah.
But it worked.
But I feel like it should have blown off when his clothes blew off.
Okay.
It was weird that his shirt blew off, but he kept the mask on. And I think he looked kind of ridiculous that way. I think if he was doing it, like the way I would have done it is as he's holding on to the finale thing or whatever, and they're doing a weird CGI thing.
Yeah.
I would have had his shirt and mask blow off. And then they kind of recreated it where he like comes out with the adamantium claws when he was first born.
Right.
And then that would have been how he ended it, where he's screaming like that, and he's obviously older.
Yeah.
But Hugh Jackman made Wolverine where it's like he didn't have the mask, and that's why Wolverine is like, no, you're Hugh. Like to mask himself,
right,
in the finale seemed weird to me.
Seems out of place.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
If he's fighting a million Deadpools, sure, whatever. Like, that's fine. CGI
yeah, that was such a stupid... I didn't like that part of it.
And then Peter shows up because they couldn't get the other guy that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
so suddenly he's best friends with him. And,
that's kind of funny, actually.
It's just
I think that's hilarious.
Sure.
That Peter's like his best friend.
It's just such a jump, I guess.
I don't know, man. I just had a good time. I'm not treating this movie as like...
I really want to go back and watch Deadpool 2 because Chelsea hasn't seen it in a while.
Yeah,
so we're going to see that, and I just want to see if I remember 2 as fondly.
Yeah. No, 2's better. I think 2, 1, 3 is the order, but I still really like 3. I think it's good.
Yeah.
This is the best MCU movie they put out in a very long time.
I would agree.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Since Endgame, I would say, yeah.
Nah, the Spider-Mans were good, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Since the Spider-Mans... I think this is the best movie they've put out.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. You had a bunch of stuff on the list. You don't remember what you had? Game Informer?
Game Informer died. Game Informer's done. Yeah, they're shutting down.
I never got Game Informer.
I'm kind of sad. That's like a end of an era type. Like, I mean, that was the thing we always peddled at GameStop. So it was just like, man, it kind of sucks.
It's a magazine
and website and everything. Like it's a podcast. It had all kinds of stuff. Like it was a big thing. Yeah.
It just went bankrupt or.
Yeah, I mean it's a subsidiary of GameStop. Like GameStop owns it, so I'm sure that
didn't know that.
It just
Does that mean GameStop's toast?
They've been toast forever, but not yet. But they're
selling
stuff down. Yeah.
Well, they didn't make the pivot to online.
Yeah. I mean they're online now, but they didn't. You mean Game Informer?
No, GameStop.
Oh yeah, they didn't.
GameStop
digital kind of went.
Did not.
Yeah, they couldn't find
see the digital age coming, and they got smashed by it.
I think they saw it, but that wasn't their business model.
Well, you gotta pivot.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm not.
You gotta become a Steam or something.
Yeah. Well,
I'm serious.
They tried. They bought Congregate. Remember Congregate?
I love Congregate.
Yeah.
That was my favorite place.
Dude, GameStop, I still have dreams about GameStop, about working there. Both good and bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Must be really influential.
I met our entire friend group there, so like it's still, I don't hate my time there at all, but I feel bad because I do like a lot of people that worked at GameInformer, like their personalities and different things like that. Like I thought they were pretty cool.
But
no,
that's sad.
Yeah, so that's sad. Like I would.
Is the game industry dying?
Dude, a lot of people getting laid off. Like Bungie got laid off. Yep. Tons of people on there. Yep. Like they're talking about how terrible Bungie is. It's just like it's a freaking graveyard, man. With the strike going on and everything, it's dark time. I don't know.
Will it survive?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It has to.
Why?
Because you have indie developers who are not like AAA game. I mean, AAA games will also survive because it's such a huge business. But I'm saying like just video games in general. Like,
well, clearly they're not making money. They're not making enough.
I think they need to reprioritize and maybe realize that not everything has to be a games for service and then a live game. And
well, that might be the only games making money though.
So these are great segues. So remember Stormgate with the StarCraft people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's out in early access now.
Okay.
Mixed reviews because they were microtransactioning the crap out of it. Where people that said like, "Hey, I just spent $300 on this Kickstarter, got everything. Guess what? I don't have everything." And they feel cheated. Yeah. And they're like, it's like $5 level. The campaign sucks, all this stuff. Yep. And it's like, man, talk about going into early access with,
that's
that kind of stuff. It's a curse, right? Like
live by the sword, die by the sword. Yeah.
So, but like that's perfect. And so now people were saying like, oh, you can't take Blizzard out of it, and they still have the microtransactions.
Let me ask you this question. So, if someone comes out, if a studio puts something out into early access, and then they have some of those skeevy kind of things going on, and then they remove that for the official launch, shouldn't that be forgiven? Because it's early access. They're testing the waters. They're getting feedback. That's the purpose of early access, is it not?
Yeah, well, like, what do you mean forgiven? Like if they pull it out completely?
Okay, so it's getting mixed reviews.
Yeah.
And then let's assume that they change it and it's better on launch. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that a lot of people still will hold it against them, that it was like that initially, even though it shouldn't be? They shouldn't be held to that standard?
I think that's where critics come in. So a great example of that actually is Rogue Legacy 2. So when Rogue Legacy 2 came out in early access, it did not get like overwhelmingly positive reviews. Right.
Okay.
And now it's not maybe so microtransaction. It's a little bit different, but it was pretty mixed. It was pretty kind of like like mostly positive, or like it was fine. It was positive. Like I still think positive is like a 7, right? So you have like your positive a 7, like very positive 8, and then 9 and above is overwhelming.
Yeah.
So that was something where it was like, it was fine. It wasn't super great, but when it actually released, which was that last year, 2 years ago, people loved it. It was really, really great, and it got reviewed really well.
Right.
So I think that, maybe Steam had it kind of mid-level, but then the moment IGN and all the big kind of, unfortunately, like GameInformer 2 is a part of this, as soon as they started coming out with higher-end reviews, that ropes in the masses, that lets people go through, and then you start seeing, I really like this, and then it kind of corrects itself.
Okay.
So the problem with this is, I don't have an example off the top of my head to be like, okay, hey, it launches with the microtransactions. They remove I think the skeevy thing would be removing the microtransactions for the launch and then putting them back in after the review period is done.
Right.
And that's where, so it's kind of like this give and take where you have, it's mixed right now because of microtransactions, and let's say it's poor online, or it's like only like 1v1's really good, or like the campaign sucks or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have kind of like the early adopter Steam people keeping it in check and letting it go. Then during the release, you have all kind of like the major outlets kind of review it and say if it's quote unquote good or not.
Right.
And then after that initial push of, it's overwhelmingly positive or very positive or whatever, it comes back to the Steam reviews of, okay, longevity-wise, is this worth it? So it might review really well, but then, now microtransactions are back. And because the review's already out, they don't go back and do that, at least not right now. Mm-hmm. So then it is up to the Steam reviews to then kind of overcorrect and kind of push them back down. So do they get away with it? Probably not. Do they get away with it enough to maybe make some extra bucks that they probably shouldn't have based off of like some skeevy things? maybe.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying this is particular Stormgate, but I don't know.
It's tough. It's a tough situation because I do think there's an element of Steam reviews tend to overreact a lot of times.
I'm usually positive on early access stuff, right? But so many games just in the past like month have come out, and I get excited. It's like, oh, cool, but it's all early access,
right?
And I think there's a big difference between early access, like playtest, where it's like, hey, we are nowhere near being done. Here's early access,
right?
And early access, hey, we're just going to try to get as much money as we can, but we're going to call it early access. So if you guys complain about stuff, we can just say, well, it's in beta, so you can't be mad at us.
Yeah.
I think there's two different types of developers.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that's maybe not as clear cut.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's a good point. Early access, I think sometimes definitely used as an excuse maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Baldur's Gate, obviously, like, like Larian, very different, where they're just like, hey,
that's in my mind, they do early access the best.
Yep.
It's super.
Hades is also good.
Yeah. Well, I haven't played that one, but I believe
I think
in that
SteamWorld
studio.
Heist 2 came out in early. I think it's early access. I'd have to double check. I think it's early access.
What's it called?
SteamWorld Heist 2. You ever play the SteamWorld games?
No.
Very good games. They're very fun. SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Heist, SteamWorld. There's a card one. There's a card game too. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
All very fun, all very good.
Yeah.
And then they change up the genre every time. It's the same universe but different genres, which is kind of neat.
That's cool.
But then they also had again Stormgate, and Stormgate's just not like it's like this range of Hades seems on level.
Yep.
SteamWorld Heist 2, I have no idea yet. And then like Stormgate's on like the opposite end where it's like, hey, we're gonna microtransaction. I think you should not have microtransactions in an early access game.
Yep.
If you want to have multiple versions where it's like, okay, hey, you have your normal version, your like supporter version, and your Uber supporter version where it's like, hey, you're betting on us. It's kind of like how Kickstarter is.
Right.
I'm fine with that, but when you start nickel and diming and different things like in the game, like that's when I have a problem with it. With the caveat of if there's something in writing, which not every game does, where it's like, hey, anything you buy here is going to be refunded to you within the game. Like it'll be like, okay, you get all that back. So whatever you spend it on or whatever currency conversion, you're not getting your money back, but you're getting the currency back. Maybe, but very rarely is that ever in writing. Like it's usually a make good or a mea culpa because they screwed something up and they have to say like, oh, we're so sorry, we'll refund everything and stuff. Like on like the Smash like games and different things like that, where it's like, oh, we're gonna take this down and relaunch it as like 2.0 or something, and then they can put a new SKU in Steam, and then all those negative reviews all gone.
Washed
typically
away.
They just get review bombed anyway, but it's
aren't they doing better now though? You're talking about the
multiverses and stuff like that. Yeah.
Thought so at least. But.
Yeah, I mean they just announced some more characters. Some more characters, but anyway.
Yeah, no, I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of SteamWorld, you have Steam Deck on here.
Steam Deck. So my Mii Mini Plus is pretty good emulation wise. It's all set up. But I wanted to take it a step further, so I put everything on my Steam Deck. So now my Steam Deck is like, I can just play anything on it. Like I was playing Breath of the Wild on it. It runs flawlessly. Everything is super great. It's all in. I showed you. It's like all in one, like, unit of like just pick your system and then pick the game on it. And it's all instant and really fast.
Clean.
And it's just it's real nice. So that's all set up. I have it where they're talking now. So it's like I can like, cloud save between systems and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I discovered Pico 8. Have you ever heard of that system?
Nope.
You shouldn't, because it's not a real system. They call it a virtual system. And what it is it's modern game design. So like physics and just modern sensibilities. But with the guardrails of like Game Boy games. So like pixel art, really kind of dumbed down, like 2-button controls, things like that. But it's really awesome. This goes back to like, okay, like, are games dead, or are they, like definitely not. This goes back to, hey, when you have all of these constraints, like make a game and see how it performs, or can you go back to just what is a good video game or what's fun with all of these constraints, which I think is really cool. So I've been playing like that, where it's like $15 for the quote unquote system.
Yeah.
And then just any game is on there. And the beauty is having that, you can literally make your own games. And they have it literally like you can make your own, do whatever you want. So I haven't played with that yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
You want to make a platformer? Here you go. It's freaking Mario Maker, like whatever.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, really cool. So you have that, and the cool thing with it is the ROM or whatever, like the game. They call them carts.
Yep.
Obviously. And it's a PNG file. So you know how you have like JPEGs and PNGs or whatever?
Yeah, yep.
It's literally a PNG file is how the data is stored and it drops on. So super tiny footprint and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Like I played a game that was literally you are a panda giving animals pizza. Okay. And it's like just like a platformer, and you're in a car and you're jumping around collecting slices. And once you collect 6 slices, it makes a whole pie.
Yep.
And then you have to find the animal that you're trying to give it to. It's just like it's a little puzzle game. It's super dumb and quick, and it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that sounds cool.
So I don't know.
So they have like a community
yeah
tab where you can just play other people's games.
Yep.
So the Panda Pizza is someone's game that you're playing.
Yeah.
And can you leave reviews? Is there a social element to it?
There is. I don't know. I didn't dive too much into the site itself.
Okay.
Because it's all like contained on the thing. Like you can so it's all web based too. So if you wanted to try any of the games before even doing anything, like you can. It's just free to play every single game on that site. Yeah. It's like Flash games, right?
Yeah. Sure.
It's all based on HTML5 and stuff. So it's like it's really really neat to. It's like a hackathon, or it's like just a game jam thing where people are just like, what about this idea? What about this idea? Do you remember Celeste? It came out a few years back, and it's like this platformer zippy thing
with the girl
that started on Pico 8.
Oh, really?
And then they blew it up into this because it's like, oh, people really, really like this game.
Yeah.
Well, now here it is, the fully realized thing.
Is it all platformers or
the majority? Because I think that's
it's
just
limited.
Like
I would imagine.
Yeah, but people did. There's one where it's like people had a driving one, so it's like you're playing a driving game, and it's like first person. You're driving through, and you just have to get to the end while you're dodging like traffic or something.
Yeah,
like there's that. There's one where it's like this top down puzzle thing where it's like. You're just in a dungeon and you're trying to do things. There are Zelda-likes. It's all over the place.
Okay.
But it's really, really wild.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I'd be curious your thoughts on the actual...
Like the dev part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if that's something that...
So I finally got everything on those systems. I have all of my BIOSes, my ROMs. Everything is like cataloged, done correctly. I mean, you saw like I have like all the artwork pulled. So I have the game cartridge, I have the box, I have the screenshot, I have a video preview, all of that's scraped and in there.
Wow.
So I have like my quote unquote like perfect library, and I have that all backed up on 2 places. So if one fails, I always have it. So that's all set. So now I got to wipe my computer, start fresh, and then I'm going to download RPG Maker, and I'm going to use the Pico 8, and I'm just going to start playing with some dev stuff.
Dude, that's awesome. That's really exciting. Yeah.
I'll play one
Keep
of these games
posted.
at some point. Yeah.
You'll play what?
I'll play a game. I'll play something.
It's all the setup right now.
That's what I'm finding enjoyment.
You're still in the opening.
Yeah. I just want to play a Zelda game. I want to play a Zelda game. I want to play Final Fantasy. I think Final Fantasy 6 has a great opening, but it is crazy how different, because I obviously have all the systems. So I have Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo, which is actually Final Fantasy 6. And I also have Final Fantasy 6 Advance on the Game Boy. I also have Final Fantasy... I think
you should have just went to Pixel Remaster because it's all the English naming conventions.
It is, but there are different names and it's different verbiage, right? It's different. It's different dialogue, not dialogue, but technically dialogue
translation.
Too. It's a different translation.
Sure.
And just the
Pixel version's not just definitively better. I would have to imagine. They literally went back into the game and redid the translations.
But what I'm saying is, like, again, I don't know about the Pixel one because I don't.
The Pixel Remaster would actually
be
Steam.
Like right, but that would be just straight up buying it on Steam. These are all like ROMs of past games.
I understand what you're saying. I think for Final Fantasy specifically, it would be less confusing if you did it that way.
It would be less confusing, but what I'm saying is, between the Super Nintendo version and the Game Boy version. And the Game Boy version is the newer one and the technically better translation one and everything.
Yep.
I think the dialogue and the way it's written is actually better. I mean, in the 20 minutes that I played it, the opening is better written and more intriguing in the original Super Nintendo one than in the Game Boy Advance one. And it's different things where it's like censored where, the one chick's getting like literally beat up in prison and now they just laugh at her or something. Like they censor some things. They make it a little bit less mature and that sort of thing too. So it's like, if you're trying to play it for the historic thing, and again, I have to look at the Pixel edition and see which one they pull from.
Yeah.
Are you losing something playing the remastered one versus like the OG one where it's like it's all in there for better or worse? And it's the same thing with Final Fantasy VII even, where it's like, okay, well, like, yeah, you could play, different remastered versions of it. Oh, well, if you play with this mod, this fixes some translations, or this does this, or it's Eris or Aerith or whatever. And it's like, how much of that are you willing to bend to, right? And like you said, the names are completely different between the Super Nintendo and like the Game Boy one.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you like, which one is like yours?
Well, are you trying to be a purist, or I think that's definitely up
but that's what I'm getting
decide.
at. Where it's like I spent all this time modding and emulating all of these things. I feel like I
go with the OG.
Sure. Yeah,
that makes sense to me.
That's like the Link to the Past, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like. People pretty much say it's like the best Zelda game. Like everyone's just like, oh, that's.
I actually
the
think
one.
Zelda is a
Super
case where
overrated.
I hear everything.
Yeah,
I hear everything because I think Jeff
Yeah.
had a really good point with this. They're all so different.
Yeah, sure.
So that definitely it makes sense that everyone has their favorite.
Let's put it this way: Link to the Past, just like Ocarina of Time, usually in the top 3, no matter what list you do.
I usually hear Ocarina of Time, but yeah, Link to the Past. Those two are.
But with Link to the Past, there's just so many variations and so many different ones that they can kind of redo. Where it's like, okay, I'm just going to do the original Super Nintendo one, and it's like,
do it.
It's super interesting. Like, is it?
I'm actually shocked that you're doing this because when I talked to you about emulation previously, you seemed very disinterested in it, and you didn't have a willingness to go back. Like the graphics are obviously going to be really poor compared to today's standards, and so I'm surprised that now you're giving it a chance.
So I'm giving it a chance because, and Super Mario World will always be my North Star for this.
Sure.
Is can a game hold up because it's just a good ass game? And so far, like, it's the same thing with even the Pico 8 stuff, where it's like, can you make something that is just extremely simple and just very, I don't know, and I don't want to say one note because there's plenty of depth in certain things, but like, can you make something that just is good?
Yeah.
And will stand the test of time.
Just universal, yeah.
I think you lose a lot of that when you hit 3D. I think that's when my enjoyment kind of wanes, where it's like, okay, well, like if you're getting into the 3D realm and different things like that, it's just, there's just better things of the same, like the controls aren't there, the like aspect, like in the original Tekken, you could hit a button and actually fight top down, right? Like, and they took that out real quick because it's like, this is a bad idea.
Yep.
So I think the 8-bit, 16-bit era, like with your Pokemons and your Marios and all, like that era has some really fun, cool things. And again, with the RPGs, where it's like, am I going to love every RPG I play? No. But am I looking at it from an artistic standpoint of like, oh, how do they, make you feel that you're like on, like, even just with levels, like, right? Like, oh, how does it make you, like, the art, if I walk behind a house, these are just like 16 pixels. So like, how does it make it seem like there's some depth there and stuff? So just from an artistic standpoint, that's where I'm looking at it.
Sure.
Less about necessarily gameplay for something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Basically, yes, I'm a hypocrite. I get it. But it's I'm more enjoying about the collection aspect of it, and just saying, like, oh, could I put Breath of the Wild on this and have it run perfectly? Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, and it actually has Xbox controls and it's flawless and whatever. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, can I play Pokemon Blue? But what if I played it at 2x speed whenever I wanted? So it's like, oh, if I just hold it, hit a trigger.
Yep.
now I'm running as fast as a bike. You know, like
it's cool. There you go. That is cool. Yeah, no, I think that's awesome that you're getting into it, and it seems like you're really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I like the collection aspect.
I can't wait till you play Disney Racers. Can I just give you all of my favorite PlayStation 1 games? So you can play?
100%.
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm getting all these from?
Yeah. Play Guardians Crusade. That's my grand idea too.
You gotta text me it.
I will text you it.
All right.
Oh my god,
dude, I'm jazzed.
That'd be so funny to watch.
The one I'm working on now is that's the thing is you can watch me because I can. It's on my Steam Deck. I can literally stream it.
Sure.
The one I'm working on now is trying to get Dreamcast to work.
Oh right, yeah. I think you were mentioning
Dreamcast. Dreamcast is a little weird. But I want to play Skies of Arcadia. That was always the one that I couldn't find as a kid.
Right.
Which is why I played Grandia. And I'm not upset about that. Skies of Arcadia. Dreamcast Magazine gave it a 9.5.
Did you ever play Chrono Trigger?
Nope. That's another one.
Yeah, you gotta play that one.
I
haven't played that one either, but
yeah,
everyone says it's like the best one ever. So
yep.
I don't know.
That's on Steam. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. Well, I think that's all we have.
Everything? Yeah,
we hit it all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So if you made it this far, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Check us out. CouchCompany.games. Tyler's not only been designing the emulators, but also the website. Really slick and looks good. All of our reviews are on there, top 5s, episodes, everything's on there. It's very good. And I think that's about it. We'll be here, same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.